Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of the Everyday Life of an Aspie. If you're following me now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health awareness, sharing my life stories with suspicious syndrome, OCD, and the like, so that you can get a lowdown of getting to know me as a person as a whole, behind all these masks of conditions I may have. It has been brought to my attention and shared before, basically that I'm trying to share with you all a few topics that's coming close to my heart right now about how to deal with negative emotions. So obviously this one needs to be addressed, as well as some other ones that will be on hold at this current time, but it will be coming into effect again. But just remember just to turn on the notification bell to get up to date with what I'm up to, so that then you are looking for the right video. If you feel this one isn't for you, share this to someone else. Just a quick note also, I'm no medical expert, I'm just your normal everyday Joe boss. So if you see any of the warning signs from the present or the current videos that I've shared, regardless of the topic, please seek medical attention for yourself or your loved one. Also, seek an opinion for yourself or your loved one, because I don't forever condone self-harm in any way for you both. So this one is all about basically fear, basically of a negative feeling, even though some of it will also be anxiety. And also, before I begin this, if you're enjoying this, smash the like button, and also maybe comment below, you would like to see more of these, or just to pop in and say, hey, Aspie, and open the floor board for discussion of any of these topics that I share right now, so that we can basically, get to know one another and hopefully have this as a safe haven for everyone of us. So, as we know, basically, in many ways, anxiety is a form of fear, or it's just fear anyways. Anxiety is the activation of that fight or flight system of ours that activates when we're in a sign of danger. Obviously, the system, of ours, of the nervous system, or one that activates it, is designed to notify us when we're encountering any danger, and then it prepares the body for that flight and fight response, or by just a normal everyday activity, running away from that situation. For most people, anxiety is this feeling of the constant fear and dread all the time. Sometimes that fear is known, sometimes the fear is also unknown. But no matter what it feels like, fear is always there for us. So in this video today that I'm going to be sharing with you all, we'll explore the causes of the fear with anxiety, along with the different types of fear, and hopefully the coping strategies that come into effect to help you overcome this fear. Fear equals anxiety. How do we know whether your fears are real or whether they're caused by our anxiety? So this is what that we go through every day that I'm going to question you. Fear and anxiety is two different forms of emotions, and then they have different meanings. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by threat or danger, pain or harm, or as Merriam-Webster's dictionary has defined fear as one, an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. An instance of this emotion. 2, a state marked by this emotion. 3, anxious concern, solitude. 4, profound reverence, and or especially taught, if you're a religious God. And 5, reasonable alarm, which is your danger, warning signs, alarms will ring. But anxiety has, however, is defined as, on the contrary, 1, a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. 2, strong desire or reason to do something or for something to happen. It starts by talking to your doctor about what is going on with you, so that you can then find some remedy that may be of help and benefit to you in your health. How anxiety causes fear. Anxiety, as I said, is fear, and anxiety does cause fear. Everything you experience may occur at times of danger as part of the working fear system. You're supposed to feel that way when you encounter danger. It's that feeling that keeps you feel safe. It's an anxiety disorder, when that fear appears to occur all the time with no apparent cause or reason to come up. That's when you have an anxiety problem, when the fight or flight immune system malfunctions, causing the fear response when no rational fear is present. We need to learn more about our anxiety by taking an anxiety test. Maybe if you want to know more, I'll link that to the description. Fear plays a role anxiety in many different ways, and one of the issues that makes anxiety so hard to cure or manage is that anxiety can cause fear as a symptom of the anxiety, leading to further anxiety and causes more havoc than good. Fear as a symptom. Many people may have theorized that anxiety is a result of fear or fears or not. We rarely encounter predators anymore, so the body doesn't know what to do with the fight or flight system when it activates and starts to malfunction. But fear itself is also a symptom of that anxiety. There are many ways where anxiety actually causes fear, which creates more anxiety. So now let's look at how this plays out in the many forms of anxiety disorders that I may have already expressed, but let's get into them anyway. Generalized anxiety disorder. I'll link this playlist of this that has this so that you can get more into it. But in the meantime, generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD for short, is anxiety that doesn't seem to have a clear cause or reason to come up. It's a general feeling of nervousness without knowing where it has come from. In some cases, you may feel like you're mildly afraid but completely unsure what you're supposed to be afraid of. This type of anxiety can also lead to anxious thoughts and worries over irrational things. A classic example, if you have a child in college, you may suddenly worry that your child is hurt and you need to call them in order to make sure that they are okay. These thoughts can cause the real fear of the worry of the hurt child, which in turn cause more anxiety. Panic disorders. Panic disorders is perhaps the best example of fear as a symptom of anxiety. Those with panic disorders have experienced panic attacks, regular intense attacks of anxiety that cause such severe physical symptoms that they can be mistaken for heart attacks. Panic disorders in itself is defined as one or both of the following symptoms. Regular panic attacks. Fear over panic attacks. It's also possible to never have a panic attack again, but be diagnosed with panic disorder because you experience anxiety because you're afraid of getting another panic attack. That's one way that anxiety can cause fear, which causes anxiety. Another example is that because panic disorders has such serious physical symptoms, many people with panic attacks start to worry about their health all the time. They worry they have heart problems, brain tumours, MS, diabetes, Lyme disease, and the list goes on of other terrible disorders that are directly linked to some of the symptoms of panic. But in reality, they're still all caused by anxiety. In these cases, anxiety is creating that fear. Obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. For reasons that are still unclear to psychologists, OCD occurs when you have persistent thoughts or obsessions, as they label claim, that causes distress for no apparent reason, ultimately leading to behaviours or compulsions that you complete to relieve these thoughts. Again, we see a disorder related to anxiety that appears to cause significant fear. It's believed that the thoughts occur specifically to cause fear. Those with OCD have minds that purposely pick out the most distressing thoughts or obsessions possible in order to evoke the reaction. This is another example of anxiety causing fear as a symptom. Learn how your anxiety compares to others, what disorder you may have, and what you can do to use to treat it is important also here, just as a reminder. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. PTSD is a type of anxiety that occurs after stress. Unlike the disorders that I've mentioned above, however, PTSD doesn't necessarily create fear directly as a symptom. But what it does do, however, is just to let you know, is cause your baseline from controlling the anxiety that you have to start on a higher note. Doctors believe that after a trauma that you've been through, an example is of veterans that went to war or rape victims, where the mind and body experience have some severe stress, the anxiety is so pronounced that the baseline for experiencing anxiety will cause it to go higher. Things like loud noises and dark shadows would normally not cause much anxiety to you because the person starts from a lower baseline, but in those with PTSD, however, their anxiety baseline is so high that smaller issues will become their biggest fears. Phobias. Of course, phobias in themselves are the definition of the irrational fears that you may feel. Phobias are fear about a specific object, events, or issue, also known as stimuli. They cause severe anxiety when the person is confronted with the stimulus in some way, even if it is something more than the idea of the stimulus. For example, a classic one, people talking about spiders can cause anxiety in those with phobias of spiders, or someone talking about mouse, or just even seeing the physical object like the mouse will trigger of these. Phobias can also have a fear as a rational approach. These are all examples of anxiety in itself can cause a fear as a symptom, and how that fear can cause anxiety. Fear is the sole cause. Fear itself may, of course, be the sole cause of anxiety. Those that fight in wars, like I said, post-mortem, or those that are worried about an upcoming teaser or a first date, these are all episodes, or these are all people that may experience fear, and that fear activates the fight or flight response and causes anxiety. But because that fear goes away when the stimulus goes away, because in some cases you're generally experiencing an irrational event, fighting in wars, this is not considered an anxiety disorder. This is simply the activation of your fight or flight response, and in most cases, it's considered normal and healthy. How to cope with anxiety. Fear. Fear, everyday disorder, has its own treatments and therapies. The best way to find direct treatment for you is to seek out first to your doctor or whoever that's in the medical professional. Consider maybe seeing a therapist or counsellor and find a strategy that focuses specifically on your anxiety symptoms. Till then, you can try the following techniques that I'm going to share with you today to reduce fear as a symptom of anxiety. 1. Stop fighting the fear. One of the most important things to do is stop fighting it. Fighting it causes more stress and harm. That then will most likely to cause more anxiety. You need to be willing to accept that the irrational fear that you're feeling is a natural part of living with anxiety, and that it is okay to feel this way if you have fearful thoughts as part of your disorder. Once you have accepted that you have an anxiety problem, you'll be a bit more comfortable in your skin, and then you'll knowing when to address it and how to address it. Consider overexposure. Studies have shown that the mind, body, and body are really incredible, and that they're incredibly adaptive. If you experience something that causes fear for too long without a consequence, your mind might get used to it and start to relax. You can then consider exposure techniques. For phobias, this would include looking at photos of the phobia until you get less nervous. For panic disorders, however, this may include creating the same symptoms that trigger the panic attacks. For OCD people, you may need to think of the obsessive thought on purpose until it's no longer distressing. All of these types of strategies have been known to reduce fear from anxiety. Relaxation exercises. Many relaxation exercises have shown success for those living with anxiety. Some of these techniques has included deep breathing, yoga, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization. All of these take practice, however, before they come into effect or become effective enough for those people to have these relaxation strategies put into place. But in time, you should notice a difference in the ability to relax your mind and body, even when you are experiencing fear. Realization exercises. Learning to rethink your irrational fears can also be of benefit to you. Some people find writing out the fears that they feel in a journal when they experience them and then following them up with all of the more likely logical beliefs can be a valuable exercise to them, while others find that affirmations telling themselves everything is okay also helps rationalize things better. Positive distractions. Sometimes your biggest enemy is in your mind. As we know, the mind is a powerful tool. It can just erupt our thoughts, or it can cause our thoughts to be at peace. It's not always in our best interest to think, especially when your thoughts are anxious and fear-producing. So look for something fun and healthy ways to distract yourself. Try to make sure they're positive as well. Anxiety feeds off the negativity, remember, so watching a drama on TV while entertaining is unlikely to improve your anxiety symptoms. Last but not least, exercise. Even though exercise is not specific to dealing with fear, it's absolutely one of the most important things you can do for your anxiety. Exercise burns away some of the stresses and tension that leads to fear, while also realizing hormones and neurotransmitters that improve mood and rational thinking. While all of these ideas may help reduce some of fear of your fears, when your fear is a symptom of anxiety. They're unlikely to cure anxiety or what have you with a quick fix with a snip of the fingers or wave of an agent want on their own. For that, you may need to take the anxiety symptoms test, as I said, will be listed in the description below, just to see if this will be using these symptoms to determine the anxiety you are experiencing and recommend the best treatments that are available, just to, if you're comfortable enough, seek the professional help within your local area. Well, this is basically cover issues for fear and anxiety. Give me a like, a thumbs up, support, comment below. Feel free to share these videos around. Don't forget to follow me on my social media sites. Also, if you haven't done so, as I said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm hoping to do these on a weekly, daily basis. Feel free to also turn on the notification bell so you can keep up to date with what I'm doing with these videos and more my everyday activities. So, and all for the day, guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie.